Yes, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm VJ and you are now watching another episode of my reaction for today. So for today guys, I'm going to react on I think the continuation on what nobody understands about, because it was already done with Estelle and then Ken. So I think I would continue what I've started. So I think I'm gonna go with what nobody understands about Josh of SB19. This is quite exciting. Without further ado, guys, let's go.
Mukha lang ako hindi legit pero dati dumadayo talaga ako ng Dota.
Okay. Oh.
Sabi nga nila, unique yung voice ko. Hindi na lang sinabing pangit.
Oh. Yeah, I think that's true. In my first impression of Josh voice, I think he has that raspy tendency of his voice, and that's so cool.
SB19 Josh embodies the word charisma in the P-pop industry. Some people would even kill just to get a taste of his life, surrounded by loyal friends and fans who would do everything for his success. However, behind the golden facade hides the painful truth. From falsely accused of cheating in games to proving himself innocent by becoming a champion. Some haters even see him as the group's weakest link. So in today's video, haters will be proven wrong and viewers will be given inspiration because his journey is nothing short of electrifying.
Ooh. Wow.
Let's go, Josh!
Oh.
Josh Cullen Santos was born in Las Piñas City, Philippines. He was raised by his mom Aldrin along with his sister Yuma. He also had two other siblings who didn't grow up with him and they remain undisclosed to this day. When Josh was 3 years old, they moved to Imus, Cavite. Having a single mom, Josh and his sister had to be entrusted to the care of a housemaid because their mom had to work away from home to support them. But instead of receiving care, they experienced hell at a very young age because this so-called housemaid physically tortured them by making them strip and pouring melted candle wax all over their bodies. I'm not even sure how long
Talaga ba? I mean, what year was that? Hindi pa masyadong, what's this, rampant ang social media. So
this went on, probably long enough that Josh was already able to remember it before the abuser got eventually apprehended and put into jail. He even shared that he still has the burn scars to this day. Josh was a very smart kid as he was a consistent honor student.
Talaga no, nakakatrauma. Tapos hindi pa sa sariling kamay ng parents mo, sa ibang tao pa, sa kamay ng ibang tao. It's so traumatic.
Until he reached the 3rd grade. This was when things started to take a turn for the worst. Josh had to drop out of school with his sister because their mom couldn't afford their tuition anymore. They re-enrolled the next year, only to drop out again for the same reason. So Josh's former classmates became his sister's classmates, which led to her getting bullied at school for being a repeater. There was an instance when Josh got into a fist fight against his own former classmates to defend his sister. Imagine how messed up that is. Anyway, their family's financial standing gradually went on a downward spiral. They were barely eating once a day. It even came to a point when they only ate salt, soy sauce, and ketchup as their valiant dish. They moved homes constantly from medium-sized apartments to smaller ones. Now I don't know exactly how their situation got so fucked up this quickly, but Josh openly talked about it on his YouTube channel. So going back, there was no denying that young Josh and his sister were in a very uncomfortable environment growing up. I can imagine how their living conditions could mess with their head, especially at a very young age. This was when their coping mechanisms started showing up. For Josh's sister, it was
pag
rebellion.
ganun kasi, mas parang natututo sila sa mga mature things, ganon. They learn to be independent, like that, you know.
She constantly got into intense arguments with their mom, so she was barely at home. Josh was even asked to look for her at some point, and that's when he found out that his sister had started drinking. As a young teenager, Josh didn't know how to handle the situation, so he kept it secret and took care of his sister in his own way. Yuna even talked about this in public.
Puro hirap yung naranasan
Parang
ko.
ano no, napariwara sila.
Alam mo yun, kaya masakit sa akin pag nakikita ko rin nahihirapan yung kapatid ko. Kaya ngayon, masaya ako kasi na-achieve niya yung mga gusto niya. Akala ko iwan niya na ako. Hindi, siya lang yung kasama ko. Hindi ko kaya siguro pag iniwan niya ako.
Oo.
Sayote. Pag wala kami talagang pagkain, no? Yung sayote kukunin ko, bili ko ng lulutuin ko, tapos yun yung kakainin namin. Alam mo yung hindi niya ako kayang buhatin, pero bubuhatin niya ako. Yes, si Josh, yan, ganyan yan dati si Josh, ganun siya kabait. Susunduin niya ako, ihatid niya ako sa bahay. Ate, lasing ka na naman, ginaganon niya ako. Hindi niya na lang ako PPM na, uy ate, huwag ka matakot na, mag-stand to your own, out of your box. Hindi niya ako, iniwan. Natutulog ako sa likod ng multicam. Tapos nakita ko ni Josh, ang ginagawa mo dyan, baho mo na. Sabi niya gano'n. Sabi niya, mamaya, alis si mama, maligo ka ha. Pag alis ni mama, gano'n niya ako. Tapos, di ba nasa bahay pa si mama, ayaw pumasok. Nadala niya ako pagkain doon. Sa likod na ako sa pick-up.
This only
Parang naging
showcased that
siya, partner in crime siya ng ate niya, di ba?
Josh already had a good heart from the start. And if you think they already went through the worst, it only gets even worse. Josh got diagnosed with stage 3 dengue.
Ooh.
And it was so crazy because they only found out
Oh,
about it when
Didn't know that dengue has some sort of stages. Didn't know that.
Josh started puking blood. So he immediately got hospitalized, which meant draining their finances even more. The good thing about it was that they had a relative in the US who lent them some financial assistance. He gradually got better and got out of the hospital. They were fine for a while until their family's loans started piling up and there was nowhere else to borrow money from. They hit rock bottom to the point that they were forcefully evicted from their rented home, and I don't mean just receiving an eviction letter, but actually having a squad of authorities haul their belongings off the property.
Oh.
Josh saw this moment as his wake-up call. He was so fed up with the situation, so he decided to take matters into his own hands by leaving his family to become independent. He
Dito
started
na siya, parang naglayas ganun.
working as an internet cafe attendant while crashing into his friend's house and didn't even mind sleeping on the floor. If his sister's coping mechanism was rebellion, his was different. It was gaming.
This is like, I don't know, is it Mobile Legend?
He fell in love with highly competitive games such as Dota, Dance Dance Revolution, Call of Duty, and more. Do you remember the old stereotype when this look is considered as an OG
Yeah.
player while this one is the epitome of someone who could give you a run for your money? Well, Josh was exactly
Ooh.
that. He could build Lothar's Edge in 5 minutes and he used to visit nearby towns' internet cafes with his buddies to play competitive Dota, via
Whoa.
LAN, and won most of them. There was an arcade called Flashback in Cavite where the name Byte was commonly seen in the top score leaderboards. And guess what? That name belongs to this kid.
Oh!
His name earned the
Naging pro pa siya, no?
reputation of a DDR master.
Wow!
He even competed professionally and became a champion. He got so good at video games that when he started playing Call of Duty, most of his opponents mass reported him because they thought he was cheating. In reality, he was just too good. This led to his account getting wrongfully banned. So this was definitely a huge setback for him. But Josh wasn't gonna go down without a fight because after a couple of years, he would join one of the biggest Call of Duty tournaments and end up winning the
Wow.
entire thing.
We're down to just 40.
Wow! Ganun talaga siya ka pro when it comes to mobile gaming. I mean,
players
not mobile gaming. Gaming.
Live and yeah, it's an attempted backstab, but yeah, Josh is on the case.
We want to congratulate you on your victory. I mean, you've won the
Damn
showdown, an incredible run. But how do you feel? How are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm actually really overwhelmed right now. Honestly, I didn't get to play Warzone for almost 2 years already. After the
He did it live while
2 years na hindi siya naglaro, and when he finally, after 2 years, nanalo pa siya.
thousands of viewers were watching. He didn't only prove that he wasn't a cheater, but he also showed that he was a force to be reckoned with as a gamer. By doing this, he earned the respect of gamers all over the world.
Ooh.
Am I enjoying too much talking about Josh's gaming redemption arc that I forgot to talk about his job? Sorry guys. So while working as an internet cafe attendant, he started reviewing for the alternative learning system. Due to his innate brilliance, he easily acquired his high school diploma around 2010,
Ooh.
which is around the same time when K-pop exploded in the Philippines.
Yeah.
He inevitably got exposed to K-pop and immediately liked Big Bang, so he started going to K-pop events where he eventually saw Stel performing with Seon. Josh became an instant fanboy. Just take a look at his old tweets.
Okay. Okay. I will just read the tweet.
His old tweets.
Okay. Kuya Stel, ang galing-galing niyo. Woo, congrats. Gagawin ko lahat ng paraan para mapanood kayo sa 19. Actually, Josh was like idolizing Stel at this point.
Stel pretty much inspired him and made him want to become a performer. Josh's new quest was officially on. He formed a dance crew with his gaming buddies and they called themselves Big Bang.
What? Kasi idol na yung Big Bang, so Big Bang. Anyway. Ang cute.
We all start somewhere, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Back to his job, the family who owns the internet cafe he was working at apparently wanted to adopt him. But their
Ooh.
attitude towards him noticeably changed after finding out that Josh had started performing. They suddenly increased his 9-hour shift to 18 hours, which left him no choice but to quit the job. He was given only a week's notice, so he had to find a new one as quickly as possible. His best option was to apply as a call center agent. In his first 2 attempts, he passed everything except the final interview because he was lacking a college degree. So he tried to put college undergrad on his resume and that's when he got accepted. He finally found a stable job that allowed him to pursue his dreams. He continued performing, which led to him crossing paths with amazing performers such as C13 of SNJ, getting mentored by Stel with Seon, competing against Ken's Amigos, and then becoming a mentor himself to Justin with Zero to Hero. It's so amazing how he quickly evolved as a powerhouse
Parang nagka-link-link sila, no? Ganun.
performer even before the whole training thing with Show BT. In fact, he would become one of the biggest reasons why SB19 came to be because he was the one who recruited Ken and Justin.
I don't know, but I got chills.
During their rise in popularity, Josh started hearing about his long-lost father.
Opo, never po. Recently po parang may nagpakilala po sa akin na kapatid po ng father ko. Kaso daw po, wala na daw sa katinoang isip. So, nagpo na lang.
Ay.
So fast forward to today, Josh is now a
I
part
don't know, but I think I'm finding Ken's story as I think the most parang napakahirap na story among all of the members. Just what I thought.
of the greatest P-pop boy group ever assembled, backed with almost unbreakable records and even more achievements in the years to come. And speaking of achievements, you can become an executive producer by signing up for our channel's highest tier. Not only you will help the channel, but you will also help SB19 to be promoted worldwide through my videos. So after hearing Josh's story, would haters still think that he's the weakest link?
No.
In my opinion, it will be the opposite. He pretty much blew the haters away. Everything that he went through taught him exceptional skills that gave him an unfair advantage in his
Galing.
chosen field. And he doesn't even brag about it. Just take a look at this one. Want more of this? Here you go. Contemporary? Check. Hip-hop? Check. Girly? Check. And you can put a check as well on the musical instruments like the keyboard and the guitar. Even choreography. And talking about checks, how about fat checks? because the dude is an investor and practices stock trading.
Oh,
It's even rumored that he's one of the richest SB19 members and makes the biggest business decisions for them. He gained the respect
really?
of his co-members because he's a survivor. He used his experience to keep the people around him involved, not just within his group, but also everyone in the music industry. He could easily become a life coach if he wanted to. Josh is
Yes.
simply the perfect example of talent and hard work. Which brings us to the lesson of his story. In his tale, we learn that no matter how broken your life becomes, everything will be fine as long as you don't break yourself. By not
Yes.
giving up, he slowly acquired different tools that would eventually allow him to fulfill his destiny. He believed that the best way to predict the future was to create it. So he kept learning and started surrounding himself with the best people available. He proved to us that failure only wins if we give it permission. And dreams do come true. It's just a matter of decision.
Ang galing pa rin. Okay, so anyway, that's it, guys. That's what nobody understands about Josh of SB19. Really, I got chills all over, and I got a little bit emotional of upon hearing his story. So yeah, like what I said earlier, I think his story is the most difficult one, and you wouldn't really imagine that he stood up amidst all of those like halo-halong challenges binigay sa kanya since bata pa siya. So that is really so unfortunate, but as what CashualChuck tells, he is a perfect example of really talent and hard work. So yeah, that's what I've learned also from Josh's story. So anyway, thank you so much for actually watching this reaction, and I'm just gonna continue in my next episode. I think I would be doing Justin. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, and see you in my next episode. For now, guys, bye bye.